Day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're talking about 5 financial mistakes that almost every single person watching this video is doing. At least one of these we're going to talk about. Almost every single person. I would say 98% of the people that are going to watch this video today are going to be making at least one of these financial mistakes, if not multiple financial mistakes. And some of these you probably have not heard before. Maybe you've heard it at some point in this channel, but these are not financial mistakes that a lot of people talk about. Well, I'm here to talk about these today, guys. I hope you absolutely love this video. Hit a thumbs up if you do. Let's get into this. So they're not in a specific order as far as like one's more important than the other. I just want to make that sure that's clear. So this first one, OIS, what does that stand for? One income source. This is a dramatically horrible financial mistake. Absolutely horrible financial mistake that so many of you guys out there are making. You are not even trying to get a second income source. You have your job and that is it. That is absolutely a horrible financial mistake you are making. As soon as your boss comes in and tells you you're fired, what are you going to do? Maybe you're going to have to run out there and get another job. Who knows what you're going to do? That sticks you in a really bad situation when you have only one financial source. Think about this, guys. Where have wages gone in America over the last 15, 20 years? They've gone nowhere. Wages have gone nowhere over the last 15, 20 years. Look at the facts. Look at the statistics. So the chance you can get such a great job and that job's going to be guaranteed and you're going to get at least a 4 or 5% pay raise a year, that just doesn't exist in this country anymore. You really need to get multiple ways of having income. And, you know, it's not even like it's a modern day thing in this country. Think about all the people that thought they had such safe jobs working at the local factory making towels. Think about all the people back in the 1970s who worked at the steel mills who thought their jobs were safe forever. And then all those jobs started to move to Asia. Think about all those people that lost those jobs in Indonesia and some of the third world countries out there and built up their economies. They all thought we had such safe jobs. Oh, people are always going to need towels. Oh, people are always going to need clothes. Yeah, and then it moved to another country. And then what happened to your job at that point? You know how to make shirts, and guess what? No one wants to buy damn American shirts anymore because they're twice the price. Now everybody wants to buy Chinese shirts and Indonesia shirts or from whatever country out there. So that's something you guys have got to think about. You've got to have more than one income source. One income source, it's just a huge financial mistake. You were just setting yourself up for a really bad situation. So many people in the Great Recession got so far caught off guard because their one income source went away, they had nothing else, and then they lost their home, then they lost their car, then they had to file bankruptcy. It's a mess, guys. Don't mess with that. Always have multiple income sources so you have a backup plan, and who knows, that backup plan might go into your main plan at the end of the day. You never know. The second financial mistake people are making out there is they're not putting at least 20% of their income towards savings. Savings or investing. I don't care which one. Maybe you don't like to invest, so you just put money towards savings. Okay, that's fine. I think everybody should be an investor, but if you're not, okay, that's no problem. But you need to make sure at least 20% of the money coming in through the door is making its way out towards savings or investing. That should be everybody's goal, a minimum of 20%. That has to be done. And a lot of people are not doing this. They're spending way more money. And I can understand if you're just starting out, maybe in a new city or something, maybe you can't get to that point. I can understand if you got, you know, this and that going on. But if you've been in the same situation a long time, you've got to get to a place where that you're getting at least 20% going towards savings. You got to go out there and get a better job. You got to improve your skills or do whatever. If you need to go back to school and go back to college to get a better job, then do that. You need to start a side business, start a passive income stream. You need to do something. So at least 20% of the money coming in through the door is going toward that savings or investing. Otherwise, you're just going to be able to put very, very small amounts of money toward investing and toward savings. At the end of the day, the average person makes what? Maybe $4,000, you know, maybe $4,000 a month, something around there. So think about $4,000. If you're only putting 20% away, that's less than $1,000 a month. So you got to get to a point where at least 20% of your money is going towards savings or investing, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's just a big financial mistake you're making. Number 3 kind of has to do with this one. It is not spending at least 20% of your time on investment research. If the average person is awake for 16 to 17 hours a day, Monday through Friday, you should be spending at least 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, on investment research, looking into investments, looking at different ways to invest. If you're into stock market investing, which good chance if you're watching this channel, you're into stock market investing, you need to be spending at least 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, looking into different stocks, reading annual reports, reading 10Qs, listening to conference calls, listening to investor presentations. You need to be doing all that stuff. If you're not, think about this, if you're putting 20% of your money toward an investment, right? you need to be sticking 20% of your time into that investment to make sure you're getting in the right one. Make sure you're doing the work on the backside, guys. Put in that work and you'll get way better gains, way bigger gains if you're putting in that work. I mean, when I was first coming up in the game, from the time I got home from work, I would spend pretty much the entire night. I was putting in way more than 3 hours a day. And even on Saturdays and Sundays, I was still doing investment research. I was going way and above and beyond. You don't have to necessarily do that, but you got to be spending at least 3 hours a day on investment research Monday through Friday. And you can take the weekends off if you really want. If you really want to be a go-getter, then do it on the weekends too. So you're spending a ton of time always making sure your money's where it needs to be, at the best place, because you want your money always in the best place you can possibly have it. That you don't want to just have it over here where it's not that good of a place. You always want to have it in what you feel is the best place to have your money. If you're picking a stock, you want your money to be in the very best stocks it can be in. Not just like, oh, something I kind of believe in. No, you need to 100% believe in that. So make sure you're putting in that work, guys. You got to, if you're putting in 20% of your money toward investments, you need to put in 20% of your time as well. Number 4, people putting short-term things over long-term things. Huge financial mistake. So many people out there, you know, maybe want to start a business or something like, oh, well, this business, I need $15,000 to start it. And, you know, I could sell my Harley Davidson that's worth $15,000, but, you know, I really enjoy riding that on the weekends, so, no, I won't do that business or something. So many people are in that situation where they're putting short-term things over long-term things, not even realizing, hey, if I succeed in that business, then I don't have to work my job that I hate. Maybe a lot of people hate their jobs out there. I did a video on that a few days ago, how many people hate their jobs, right? Thinking about how much better they'll make themselves, thinking about, oh, wow, they sell that one Harley, they start that business starts bringing in $100,000 a year, and all of a sudden they can buy an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 Harleys a year or something like that if they really want to, guys. So people always do this. They put short-term money, short-term things, they buy short-term things instead of thinking, man, what if I save this money? What if I invest this money? What if I build something with this money? What's that going to produce me a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now versus what it will get me now, guys? It's not a bad thing to sometimes buy some stuff for yourself, make yourself feel happy if that's what you want. But remember, there's a lot more out there to be gained longer term if you put the long term ahead of the short term. Always remember that. And the last one down here, guys, number 5 is expand your economic horizons. A huge financial mistake people make is they never expand their economic horizons. They just stay in their same city. They just stay in their same town. They don't really ever venture out to expand their economic horizons and really realize all the possibilities there are out there. Realize the levels to the game of money. They don't ever do that. I would say a very important thing for you guys to do is make sure you go to some of the richer areas in your city. Do that. Go around there, go to the malls, go to the local Starbucks, do whatever you have to do. See the different levels of things. See the different homes in those areas. It will help you expand your economic horizons. If you just stay in one little situation all the time and you just live in, you know, the middle class little area there and you never really expand, you're always going to think that's just the way it is because that's where you live and that's your environment. You got to get yourself out of that environment. You got to go to some of these unbelievable areas and see some of the homes that are in these areas, see some of the cars these people drive. Get out of that little economic horizon you're in and expand your horizons. You'll realize there's levels to this game and they're so much further up than you ever thought. And also it becomes more realistic to get the next level up or the next level up because you realize there's like way more levels to the game other than there's just there's like a poor, middle class, and rich. There's actually like 18 levels in between there, and you'll kind of get to realize that, and it'll just expand your economic horizons. Get out of that situation. If you already live in the nicest part of your town, right? Go to, I don't know, Monaco or something. Go see different levels. There almost is always going to be a level above you unless you're the richest person in the world, right? There's always going to be levels above you. Go see those at different levels. Go spend time around those and it will expand your economic horizons. And I guarantee you, your brain will just think differently like, wow, there's a next thing out there. It's no different than an athlete. If LeBron James just stayed with his high school teammates his whole life, right? And stayed playing high school ball, he would have only been at this level. But instead, he went to the NBA and he played with a bunch of superstars and he got to this level and this level and this level and that level. There's a whole different ball game. Michael Jordan, if he just stayed playing high school ball, he would still have been down here. But he went to college and then he got up here and he started playing. Then he went to the NBA and then he became a superstar and he was up at this level, guys. There's levels to the game, so just realize that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. Make sure you're not making any of these mistakes, especially going into 2018. Don't make any of these mistakes, guys. If you're clear across the board, congrats to you. You're one of the extreme minority if you're not making at least one of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching and have a great day.